For 30 years, I carried the same brass level in my toolbox, its bubble drifting in green glass, and I trusted it to tell me the truth about every wall I framed. I trusted it more than I trusted most people. I was the foreman, and I had earned that. Early mornings, cracked hands, a back that no longer straightened all the way. So when the boss hired the young man, Marcus, fresh and eager and barely 23, I watched him the way you watch weather. He was good. That was the trouble. His corners came out clean, his measurements never wandered, and the homeowners liked him, laughed with him, learned his name before they learned mine. I started keeping a quiet ledger in my chest. When he did well, I said little. When the boss praised a finished room, I let him believe the better work was mine. I would mention, just lightly, where the boy had slowed us down, and I told myself it was only fair, that a man my age has to protect his place. It hollowed me out. I drove home tighter than when I'd left, my jaw aching from the things I swallowed, replaying every compliment he got as though it had been lifted straight out of my own pocket. I had spent my whole life making things plumb and square, and I could not feel how crooked I had let myself become. One afternoon, the rain drove us inside a half-framed house, and we sat on overturned buckets waiting it out. Marcus pulled a small, swollen Bible from his bag, the covers soft as cloth, and I asked him, half mocking, what a young man wanted with an old book like that. He said it had been his grandmother's, that she'd raised him, that she had underlined the parts she wanted him to keep. He turned to one and read it out, not preaching, just sharing, the rain loud on the plywood above us. Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind let each esteem other better than themselves. It was Philippians 2:3. Then he told me something else. He said he had gone to the boss the week before and asked him to put my name forward for the supervisor job, because he learned more standing next to me on a work site than he ever had in any classroom, and he wanted the company to know it. I sat there with the brass level across my knees and could not look at him. All those months I had been shaving the boy down a sliver at a time to keep myself standing tall, and the whole while he had been quietly lifting me. Strife and vainglory. There were no kinder words for the ledger I had been keeping. In lowliness of mind, let each esteem other better than themselves. I had been so afraid that humility would cost me my place that I never understood my place was never mine to grip in the first place. That night I told my wife everything, sitting at the kitchen table with my hands flat on the wood. And the next morning, I did the hardest carpentry of my life. I went to the boss and told him the truth, that the clean corners he kept praising had been Marcus's, that the room he loved was the boy's work. And I asked him to start looking at Marcus for the better jobs. Then I found Marcus by the lumber pile and told him I was sorry, that I'd been defending a wall that didn't need defending. He just nodded, the way a man does when someone finally sets a leaning thing right. I still carry the brass level, but I keep it now to remember a different kind of plumb, that a man stands truest not when he towers over others, but when he bends low enough to lift them. I had spent 30 years making sure every wall came out straight, and I had missed, until a rainy afternoon on an upturned bucket, how far out of true my own heart had drifted. The boy taught me what the bubble never could, that the surest measure of a life is how much higher you are willing to hold the person beside you than yourself.